Second lesson for this morning again comes from Paul's letter to the church at Ephesus in chapter 3, where he's praying for them, and his prayer includes some words about God's love. This is why I kneel before the Father. Every ethnic group in heaven or on earth is recognized by him. I ask that he will strengthen you in your inner selves from the riches of his glory through the Spirit. I ask that Christ will live in your hearts through faith. As a result of having strong roots in love, I ask that you'll have the power to grasp love's width and length, height and depth, together with all believers. I ask that you'll know the love of Christ that is beyond knowledge, so that you will be filled entirely with the fullness of God. Glory to God, who is able to do far beyond all that we could ask or imagine by his power at work within us. Glory to him in the church and in Christ Jesus for all generations, forever and always. Amen. There's a movement occurring across this country. It's a movement to engage in certain activities that will cause an adrenaline rush, even an extreme adrenaline rush, and it's come to be called the extreme movement. Now, we see it most often in athletic activities, and they're advertised as extreme sports. You've heard of some of them that would be considered extreme sports: whitewater rafting, cliff diving, bungee jumping. Skydiving is considered an extreme activity. Now, I understand that, because any time you're stepping out of a perfectly good airplane while it's still in flight, that's extreme. Running with the bulls is considered an extreme activity. And voluntarily putting yourself out in front of a 1,000-pound animal, that's extreme. Personally, I'm saving my money to go to Beirut for the annual running of the tanks. I thought it was funny. Now there are some others, and you can look these all up on the internet, is where I found some additional ones. There are some other activities I'm sure you haven't heard of. There's extreme ironing. You take your ironing somewhere outside, extreme, like the rim of a volcano, and you bring your battery-powered iron, and you iron your clothes there. That's one I've got to make sure my wife never hears about. She loves to iron. She likes the outdoors, and I can't even begin to think of where we'd end up if she finds out. This is real. There's extreme wife carrying, where the men put the wives on their back and then they run a race. Personally, I think if they added hurdles, now that would be extreme. If the Olympics ever had an extreme couch potato competition, you know, couch potato who just parks and watches TV, if the Olympics ever has a couch potato competition, I've got a daughter who's going for the gold. I'm not much of an adrenaline junkie, so none of these activities really appeal to me. Extreme snacking is more my style. I mention all this because Paul would understand this extreme movement that particularly young people are engaging in. If we read Ephesians chapter 3 carefully, we'll discover that Paul is describing an extreme God who has extreme love for us and who wants to bless us all with an extreme peace that he says nothing in the world can shake. I pray that you, with all other believers, will grasp how long and broad and high and deep is God's love. Well, I read that passage, and I can't help but ask, how long? How broad? How high? How deep? Commentaries all say that no preacher should attempt to answer those questions, but that strikes me as pretty ridiculous advice, because I know I'm not the only one who asks those questions of this text, having heard that. So I want to take a stab at answering the question today. They're just my thoughts as I've prayed, as I've studied this passage. These are my thoughts on how long and broad and high and deep is Christ's love for us. Let me begin by saying that I know my answers will be insufficient and inadequate. And they'll be insufficient and inadequate because all human attempts to fully describe the love and grace of God will never be enough to truly capture that which cannot be fully described, but can only be experienced. How long is the love of Christ? As long as history. It had its birth before the foundations of the earth were laid. Look back, back, and back, and you will still not see the beginning of God's love for us. Look forward, and forward, and forward, and you will not see the end of it. For God's love is to everlasting. Through the whole of your journey, however long continued it may be, you will find God's love with you. How broad is the love of Christ? As broad as the rainbow. Despite legends about leprechauns and pots of gold, I've never seen the end of a rainbow. Every rainbow I've ever witnessed seems to stretch from one corner of the horizon to the other corner of the horizon, reminding us that the entire human race rests in the heaven of God's love for us through Jesus. You and I, we all suffer, we all sin, we all hunger, we all aspire, hope, and eventually die. Blessed be God that throughout all of that, we have precisely the same relationship to God's love as every other person has to God's love. None of us receives a more grudging or less ample share of God's love and goodness than any other person. And yet again, how broad is the love of Christ? As broad as the ends of the cross. Perhaps you've already heard that old illustration. I asked Jesus, "How much do you love me?" And like a child, he stretched out his arms and said, "This much." And he died. How high or how deep is the love of Christ? We have to deal with those two together as we continue this impossible task of describing the immensity of the love of Jesus Christ. And they're taken together because the answer is the same. It all depends on whether we're looking up or looking down. As we look down, we'll discover that the love of Christ goes to one depth, and then another, then yet another. The first answer is that Jesus' love is as deep as the hole into which the cross was placed. There were no guide wires in ancient Rome. So the cross, the holes were dug deep enough to hold up the entire cross so that as they were lifted, they would drop in that hole and hold the person on it until death came. Jesus' love is as deep as that cross. Yet it goes deeper still. Jesus' love is as deep as the grave. Psalm 139 asks, "Where can I flee from your presence? And where can I hide from your spirit?" And then listed among the places one might try to hide from God places that are listed and then ruled out. Even the grave is on that list. In life, in death, in life beyond death, you and I belong to God ever and always. How deep is the love of God? As deep as the pits of hell. Whether you believe in hell as a literal place of physical punishment or see it more metaphorically as a place of chaos and turmoil where one would assume that God could not be or would not be, even there, the inclusive, all-powerful love of God lives and dwells. Finally, how high is the love of Jesus Christ? As high as the heavens are above the earth. Well, the young people finally got that this morning. Oh, it's bigger than the universe. Yes. Bigger than what scientists and astrologers say are many universes. Endless beyond our own universe. No, they're not telling us anything we don't already know. The heavens declare the glory of God, says the Scripture. Christ's love is as high as the top of the cross, which points us to those heavens. So when we discuss height and depth, we start at the same place. For depth, we look down. For height, we look up. And the 4 points of the cross inform us about the love of Jesus Christ and exactly how long and broad and high and deep is that love. Well, there's one other part of Paul's prayer as he describes that love. There's one other part of his prayer that's significant for you and for me. That you, with all the other believers, would come to know God's love, is what he says. Or in another translation, you along with all the other saints. God's love is for us as individuals, but here, Paul is pointing out how the love of God comes to the gathered community, the church. That's who he hoped would have this immense and amazing love. He wrote to a congregation. He wanted that place to be the place where God's love was experienced. Paul wants the church to become the extreme church. The only place on the face of the earth dedicated to the love of Christ. Paul wanted the church to be the place where we experience Christ's amazing love, where everyone who walks in to visit experience Christ's love, both through a service and prayers and songs, but through the love that you and I share with them. The church needs to be God's extreme love and inclusion and acceptance so that others are drawn in to the family of God. No matter who they are, no matter who they were, no matter what they've done, no matter what they've left undone. The extreme church, a place where no one is left out, because the love of Jesus is broader and longer and higher and deeper than anything we can describe or even imagine. May this church be the extreme place of the love of Jesus Christ, and may no one who enters here ever feel judged or left out or excluded or looked down upon. May every person who ever enters our doors know immediately that they are welcome. They're welcome as a sinner to a room filled with sinners. All of us depending upon the love of Christ, which is long